For twin flames. This is a sort of a continuation of the last video where I started to go into mission messages. Okay, so yeah, I was guided to come on this morning to get you some messages on how urgent it was for you to start your missions even when you're not in union, to get on your path, and that a lot of those missions were going to be like creative, communicative, healing missions, music, art, caring, service missions, etc. And then I used a lot of cards, but I actually didn't go into the decks. So I wanted to, so this is more for like people who really want to go into the messages more deeply. And I'm going to ask for the archangels and the ascended masters to come in, please, to help me communicate these messages to you. And I also would like the higher selves of the twin flames who will be watching this video to come in, please, so that I can get specific messages for you. So hopefully that helps for the reading to resonate with you. Okay, so we did already use this, my made-up deck, before, and I remember we got a lot of messages about destiny and healing missions and grid work. So being a light worker, working on your light, sound frequencies came out. Being a light worker, working on your light, strengthening your vessel so you can hold more of the stronger light frequencies that are going to come in to help the ascension of the earth. Healing mission, and working with the ascended masters, you know, that you're surrounded by archangels, ascended masters to help you on this. Okay, you may resonate with Arcturus. There are very healing star beings moving forward on this. Yeshua and Buddha came out, so if you resonate with them, make sure to call them in. Andromeda is important because full moon, right, that's what we're heading towards. That's right, there's a lot of strong energy, and we were talking about transmuting anger in the last reading. Gaia healing, I love that. So that's what you're helping do. And that's why I wanted to look at the native spirit cards, because as I said in the last reading, a lot of you have been called to connect with native indigenous populations and spirit guides for the indigenous populations wherever you may be. That helps the earth to heal as well, okay, and as well as to help relieve, you know, where there's been problems in the past. You are not alone, so you're always supported by the archangels and the ascended masters, your star families, if you resonate with being a starseed sun healing. Now this is important for you in that the sun is very rejuvenating, so try and sit out in nature, communications mission, and to try and restore your own energy. For us, it's often best to try and restore our fuel and our sources with set boundaries. That came out too. Well, avoiding other humans actually, and connecting with nature can really help us restore our depleted energies. Now, channeling, this is like some of the gifts, and I think telepathy came out before. As you get stronger, your gifts are going to start to really come in, and a lot of you are already channeling. You channel when you connect with your higher self. And I've always recommended just to start writing those messages down, because we forget a lot when we channel. That's how you can like sort of remember more clearly what they want to tell you. Crystal power. Crystals, we've been advised recently to meditate with your crystals. Shaman, yes, you could actually be looking at becoming a shaman. Do so. That's your soul calling, and you've been one in many past lives before. Okay, so I'm going to just now, anything else? Part of the divine plan, right? Something you agreed to. And direct connection to source. So never forget that you're actually connected to source. Now, I don't really know this deck all that well. This is the Native Spirit Oracle cards, Denise Lynn, but I really want to get some cards here for you, and I want to get some, read the messages. Flowing River. Well, this one's about flow, I believe. Spirit of Air. Prayer Feather. Answering the Call. Very beautiful. Peace Pipe. All right, so let's have a look at what these are trying to tell us. Oh, Vision Quest on the bottom. I like that. Let's start with that. Vision Quest. Spirit of Air. All right, we'll start with whatever I find first. Spirit of Air. Beautiful blue. Gorgeous. Clarity and expansive perception of life is emerging. You're being advised to see life from a higher perspective. Clear out mental clutter. Breathe. All is well. Do not be concerned. The cobwebs are being cleared away. Communicate your truth. This is like a Ace of Swords. Take care of details. Pay attention and don't let things slip through the cracks. Take time to hear the truth of others. Spirit is whispering to you. Open your mind to see a situation in a new light. The Spirit of Air represents the mental aspect of your life. It's the part that has the capacity to discern, analyse, organise, evaluate and judge. Though seemingly subtle and unseen, air is composed of the most rarefied of energy fields, and we're in constant communion with the vast universe through our breath. Right, we've talked about this, the importance of breathing deeply to bring in spirit. The Spirit of Air carries the energy of change and transformation, inspiration, aspiration, mental clarity, freedom, perception, communion, and communication. The element of air also allows you to see situations from a higher perspective. This card can indicate that it's time to do some major clutter clearing and organising. Oh, we've definitely talked about all those things, taking a higher perspective, macro level perspective, so to detach from what's happening in the 3D, the chaos. Okay, and that way you get clarity, true clarity, not the confusion of what's actually happening, or seems to be what's actually happening in the 3D, which could actually have a lot to do with trouble communicating between the counterparts. Now, flowing river, everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. That's totally about surrender. It's time to let go. You're entering a period of gracious ease and flow. All is unfolding perfectly and with good timing. That's perfect. A lot of Indigenous cultures have believed it's important to listen to the language of the river. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're trying to control situations or that you're being self-critical or judgmental. The way to move into flow is through gratitude and appreciation and allowing others to support and help you. Heed the Native American saying, it's best to ride the horse the direction that it's going. Well, that's as we say, the chariot only goes forward. This means when you get the card Flowing River, you're being told to let go and go with the flow. If there is something or someone you need to forgive, this is the time. This is also the time to forgive yourself and just let go. I can't believe these two messages already confirm so much of what we've been trying to learn on this journey. That's just incredible. Wow. Now, prayer feather. Love is flowing to you and through you. No matter what an individual is saying or doing, love him or her anyway. You can't make this stuff up. Gather your inner forces, silently and secretly, love deeply and fully with every ounce of your being, even if someone isn't fulfilling your expectations. Sorry, I just need to laugh for a sec. Because how relevant is this? I'm shocked. I shouldn't be. It's easy to love people when they're acting wonderfully. The true challenge is to love them when they aren't. Oh my gosh, listen up, twin flames. In separation. Sorry, I'll get myself together. Okay, feathers in native cultures often represent a connection with the creator. Right, prayer feather. Birds often symbolize messengers between the two-leggeds, humans and spirit. This is your time to love and be loved, though you may not feel it yet. The love that you send out into the world comes back to you 100-fold. There are times when the small concerns of everyday life need to drop away and be replaced by the majesty of your being. This is that time. Oh, I just love that. That to me confirms unconditional love. Just keep loving, keep those hearts open. And dearie me, it's hard. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me about the releasing of heart chakra blocks. You don't. You're doing really well, okay? Let's look at answering the call, because these messages are mind-blowing. This is just great. Okay. And then we've got peace pipe. Answering the call. You've been called. Yes, you have. If you're watching this, you've definitely been called. And if you keep watching my videos, you've definitely really been called. Because look, I'm almost dogmatic in these videos. I'm not going to give you happy, sappy stories. I'm just going to give you the hardcore messages that will get you on path and get you to stay on path, because that's what they give to me, to give to you. If you've been waiting for your life to shift, the waiting is over. Your true and authentic life is happening. If you've been hoping for a sign, this is it. Right now, your spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones who have passed on are sending you messages, love, and healing. And for us, we can add the archangels, the ascended masters, and star family where that's relevant. You've been called, and a gateway is opening for communications from these spiritual realms now. And in the days ahead, signs from spirit will be all around you. Watch for them. Indigenous people look to the clouds, the winds, and the movement of animals to discern the secret messages from the Creator. In native traditions, life is ruled by signs. Right now, your spirit helpers are telling you that this is your time. The waiting is over. Sometimes we spend so much time waiting for life to happen that we miss the joy in the moment. Another message to the collective there. Cherish the here and now, and know that no matter what concerns you may have, in the deepest sense, you are ready. Believe, follow the signs, and miracles will abound. Your time is now. So this is just a message to trust. Trust, trust, trust. Trust in your direct connection to source. Trust that you know what's going on. Trust in what you're here to do, that it's all true, the angel numbers that you see, the synchronicities that you see, it's real, it's actually happening, and you're a big part of it. Beautiful. Peace pipe. Heal old wounds with people and situations. Oh my gosh, seriously? Oh, this is just amazing. Carefully do whatever you need to do to make amends. Forgive yourself and forgive others. It's time. You no longer need to carry the burden, because this is the point, that even like when you hold grudges, that's a burden that you're carrying. You are a mender. Help others mend bridges in their lives. You bring peace to the world. Now, what I've been seeing from your messages on the videos is that you are actually detaching from your 3D situations and, the back and forth and the sort of the harsh communication. You're detaching from that. You're letting it be. You're letting the growth happen, which is amazing. Okay, so you're helping heal these situations while you wait for your twin to kind of come into more knowing about what's happening. In native traditions, sharing a peace pipe filled with sacred tobacco and herbs was a way of finding common ground and dropping discord. It was a respite in order to calmly assess a situation and find a peaceful resolve. There are times to drop everything and leave. That's when we say detach. And there are also times to carefully mend bridges with people, situations, and places. This is one of those healing times. Remember, if you're not ready to communicate in the 3D, you can send healing energy energetically. Maybe there's a wound inside you that needs to be forgiven or accepted. A wound inside you. Yeah, from this journey. Maybe you need to forgive yourself or forgive another. Transform the inner grievance. Do it now. You don't need to forgive the act, but there's power in forgiving the person. You no longer need to carry it with you. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Spirit. That was just incredible. Wow. We could really stop there, but we won't, because I'm having too much fun. Fill up your well. Okay, what have we got here? I love that. Fill up your well. Retreat, rest, refuel. Okay, so you're getting ready for a big journey, right? We're talking union, we're talking missions, and you've just been on a big journey in terms of clearing and closing those cycles and karmic issues between you and your twin. And so now you've got to really refuel. We're talking about sun healing. Think of other ways that you can retreat and refuel and rest, okay? things that re-energize you to give you fuel for this journey. And on the same note, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? Okay, a mother's love is beautiful. It's unconditional. It's so giving. You've got to give that love to yourself. Okay, and a lot of you may need to heal mother issues, I'm being told, and that means releasing and forgiving in just sort of errors of. We're all learning on earth, okay, and a lot of these were soul lessons that you may have needed to go through. You may have chosen to go through. So just release and forgive. Don't hold that grudge. It takes up your heart space. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. You may have experienced persecution and it's blocking your expression, but it's time to come out of the cave. It's dark and miserable in there. And there are the pyramids. Egypt may really resonate for some of you. We've had important past lives in Egypt. Just maybe 2 more of these, please. Wow. Council of Light. What were we saying? Divine orchestration. Helpers in the subtle realms. This council is going to guide you every step of the way now because you're open to them. You've opened up and you're coming from a place of love in the heart and service. Okay? Warrior woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? Did we have this before? That one comes out all the time. Okay, one more, no more. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns. Healing. Rewriting the future. Okay, no more doing things because that's how you were taught things are done. Okay, one more. No more reliving someone else's patterns. You can't. You've got to break free. You've got too much to do. You've got too much to do, and it requires so much energy and devotion and passion. You can't be living from like that hampered point of view. It's not going to give you the fuel that you need to do what you came here to do. And on that same note, boundaries. What do we keep saying about boundaries, We always talk about this because a lot of you are empaths, if not all of you, and you just give, you don't get back. And you're just used to giving, but you've got to start to say no. Set boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, even though the Akashic Tarot might have sort of love messages, which is not what we're trying to do here, it sometimes can offer guidance on these mission messages. Caught in the ruins. Yeah. The architect, that's Egypt again. That's definitely very relevant. Oh yeah, we had the Buddha before too. Loving elementals, keeping that vibration of joy. So caught in the ruins is about a trapped mindset. Okay, so failing to forgive someone keeps you in like the ruins of your relationship. It keeps you stuck. So failing to forgive your twin for their errors and they didn't know better. Failing to forgive yourself keeps you stuck. Once you let forgiveness take over, it's so liberating. Okay, and then you can move forward on this journey. You can move forward to do the work that you came to do, right? Intricacies and industry, all about work. The architect, building something new and amazing, just like the pyramids were built, something extraordinary. That's what you're doing. And more work, you're building. There's a treasure chest here. There's a treasure chest that's empty at the moment. You don't know. You're not trusting. You're not trusting in your ability. You're not trusting in the journey yet, that this is going to unfold. But when you start to, or you maybe you're preparing basically, you haven't taken action yet. You're about to, right? Yeah, you're about to, because maybe you've been waiting or you've been caught up in, that karmic trench and you've been trying to clear out issues. But there's a way to move forward here, and it's through step-by-step work. Intricate work, whatever it is that you're being called to do, to look into, to research, to take on, courses, deeper study in, the esoteric arts, whatever it calls to you. And from that, you're going to build something, but you can't see the treasure in this journey yet. That's what it is. The treasure chest is empty because you're drained. You can't see yet that it's going to be anything but this trapped sort of lack mentality, draining feeling, right? Because you're depleted as well. So need to refuel first, get yourself healing, get yourself refueled. set boundaries, and then get to work. Building the amazing future where your contribution is going to come in. As the Queen of Scrolls, definitely, right? So intellectual, but loving, and spiritual at the same time, okay? Unbeatable. And there are different ways to go about this. Diversity. Not one approach is the right approach, and not one approach matches all of you, okay? So you'll have your own desire and soul desire to pursue. Now, these are the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle cards. So let's just see if there's a message that resonates here from these. Empowerment, authority, wow, and belief. Well, they really go together to me. Because it's empowering to believe. And when you have the belief and the knowing, you have authority. And I love how this card points out that authority, true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Okay, so really balanced and used for a proper purpose, right? That's that Emperor energy, fair and balanced. But knowing, having full control and knowledge of what they're doing because they're empowered. Show up fully and completely, uniting you with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source, all connected. You are empowered by this knowledge now of who you are. Go forth humbly with authority because you know who you are and you believe, right? Go forward now so that your light can start to guide others. There's no delay here. There's take action. These are all action cards. The Architect, Intricacies in Industry, Queen of Scrolls. These are action cards. See, this is like not love messages. I mean, I love this because this is what we need to hear now. There's been too much sitting around and waiting. Not for all of you, for maybe some of us. But now it's time to take action. And remember, as you move to soul mission, your twin energetically gets pulled further and further away from lower vibrational activities or situations and gets pulled towards their soul mission. That's just how it works because you're so energetically connected. Now, this has got an important message, belief, and that's 11. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents. Do you really believe in your gifts and talents? What is your self-worth like? Have you done that shadow work? Have you done the mirror work? Believe in yourself first. Believe in your self-worth. Believe in your gifts and talents, that they're valuable and they're needed to come out, okay? And believe in your strong connection to source. Okay? I can't make this up. It actually says, and a strong connection to source. And we had there from my DIY made up deck. Beautiful. I love it. Crown chakra on the bottom. The frequency of the crown chakra supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. That's what you're doing. That's what you're even doing on the twin journey, that they were telling you to transmute and forgive. By forgiving, you transmute. I love that. I just got it. So I just had to have a sip of my coffee. It made a really good pot. So good. Okay, this is the universe has your back. These are a little bit weird, these messages, so I hope I can actually understand what the lovely lady's trying to say. It's Gabrielle Bernstein, who has apparently had a massive book out on this same topic. Okay, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Right, don't doubt it. So much love, starting from self-love, but all your council of light that we saw earlier is supporting your dreams, okay? They're standing right beside you. In fact, they're pushing you along. Not so gently anymore. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. That's that thing of when you surrender, that struggle, you know, that flow that we were talking about, the flow of the river. When you surrender to the flow of life and the divine timing here that we've got in this divine plan that we're a part of, that's when you get peace. I love that. Peace becomes real and possible. And you have 2 wise owls. Beautiful. Wow. That's you and your counterpart. Two wise owls. Seen a lot, been through a lot, and carrying a lot of pain from what you've been through. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. What were we just saying about surrender? Surrender to the powerful presence of love. Why? Because that flow gives you peace, progress, not just peace, but progress. It starts to refill this treasure chest, this empty treasure chest. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Oh gosh, I love that. Truth is power. And being in your true authentic self is very powerful. That vibration, the Nine of Pentacles vibration and above the Empress vibration, is a very attractive. That's extremely sexy. And your counterpart is completely drawn to that, by the way. They're energetically designed not to respond to you when you're at like a lower vibration. So keep working on yourself. Yeah, the self-work journey does not stop. Okay, it's just that as you refuel, you get called to start working on mission as well, not just yourself. But it's going to be a constant process because you're going to be on the up and down. So you do have to restore yourself when you hit those lows. And as I was saying with the full moon, I even felt it today. Wow, just like blown away again, you know, just low, 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 low. You got to focus, you got to lift, raise your vibration, do whatever it takes that, you know, help you raise it. For me, it is doing this sort of stuff reminds me of what I'm here to do, you know, help guide others and just guide myself out of the hole too, half the time. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Okay, so there is a lot of, you know, love is not just about energy of relationships. Love energy feeds into your work. That's why this is coming out so often, because it can act as a massive driver and fuels your work and your passion and your creativity. So let's look at the Secret Language of Light deck. Now these messages are amazing but slightly complex for my brain. Inner voice, so sometimes I do need to look these up. Channeling. Oh, wow, we had channeling before. So listening to the inner voice, yeah, you can hear your visualize, right? A lot of you actually are visual people. Focus. Oh man, wow. These are just very self-explanatory. This time, let your light shine. Okay, I'll just get them out. Ask your soul. Yeah, definitely. And the intersection, Vesica Piscis. Gosh, seriously, why do I have to pull that last one? Inner voice. Okay, and ask your soul. Yeah, just listen to what your soul's telling you. You have an inner voice, you know, that you probably can hear and sometimes you don't want to hear, so you deny that you can hear it. Okay, but that inner voice is going to guide you to where you need to go. And ask your soul is sort of on that same tenor there. You're going to channel messages. You're going to get channeled messages from your higher self to tell you what you need to do. I'll give you an example. This morning I actually had this thought. I'm like, I think I've got to get another part-time job because just like I just need more money. At the very, like 1 second later, they were like, think big about my current projects, right? Which is this spiritual work plus some other stuff that I'm trying to do. Think big, think big, think big. So I was like, at the very same moment I started to go into that lack mentality and fear, right? Fear mentality of this is just going to sink, I'm going to sink. They just came in straight away. But because I can hear them now, I don't dispute that that's my ego self or whatever. I know that that's my higher, better self, right? My true self, as some of you have pointed out. Coming in to say, don't be in that lack mentality, you know, go forth in confidence that we're going to support you. We're going to catch you if you fall, and you won't fall basically with us by your side, with that council of light by your side. You're not going to fall, okay? Let your light shine, focus. There's a job to do. Focus. Look at that light. That's just stunning, right? And visualize. So if you resonate with like a, you know, visualizing helps to create your dreams. You know, visualize the future that you want with your twin, with your work, where you want to live. And it helps to raise your vibration. It helps to bring that frequency in. Okay, and I have to look up this Vesica Piscis, sorry, 26. The outside world feels more real than the inner world because we have been encouraged to focus more on what is outside of us. We have learned to give things that can be seen by others or touched by us more importance than what we feel. Making decisions can become difficult when our awareness is focused away from our inner needs and wants. So true. When our internal and external realities are integrated, decisions are clear and easily made. Yes, that's what you want. This leads to satisfaction as there is no resistance to your fulfillment. When we scan the myriad possibilities open to us in the manifested world, we will know what we want and we will not feel overwhelmed. In this space, we become grateful for the decisions we have made and all the ones we will make in the future. This book is written so beautifully. I'm going to give you some more messages because her words are better than mine. Ask your soul. Something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Oh dear God. Holy crap. Could that be your twin? Every time you request something, you plant a seed in your quantum field or vibrational reality where it begins to grow and move towards you. This is how we create and expand consciousness. Asking is the first step in any creation. It only needs to be about 10% of the creative process, but somehow most of us make it about 90%. If we don't see any evidence our desires are coming into existence, we keep asking. Does that sound familiar or what, guys? This holds us in a place where the answers can't be heard. What you desire is on its way. You only need to ask once. It doesn't matter whether this is out loud or in your mind because the universe interprets vibrations, not words. Wow, I'm so glad I read that. It's on its way. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you the person you want to be when it arrives? Let me have more coffee. Goodness gracious. So glad I read that. Let's look at visualize. Your imagination is a magical superpower that develops the content, look, and feel of your life. You can use your inner vision to maintain or transform anything in your life. Visualization helps us to create a dream life without the perceived boundaries of the manifested world. No boundaries, right? To take your dreams out into the world, recall your vision of them as you meditate. Let the dream become a feeling that leads to a knowing that is so deeply ingrained, it will become an automatic response. That's what I've said before about knowing your truth, not just believing that you're a twin flame, knowing that you're a twin flame and knowing that you came here to do something big. Through repetition, okay, so doing these affirmations and meditations regularly, this response gains momentum toward the tipping point between vision and manifestation. That's amazing. Now that you are privy to this universal law, relax and enjoy the journey toward your desires. Wow, I love that. Let's get the let your light shine message because, as I said, this is so beautifully written. Today, embrace your uniqueness. Yes. Say to yourself, I am so pleased and honored to be me. Embrace the parts of you that may feel a little strange. Don't we all feel that? They feel this way because you resist experiencing the fullness of you. We can all feel a little odd or peculiar at times, longing to be like everyone else and just fit in. No way. But compromise breeds resentment. Wow, what a good point. Compromise breeds resentment. Locking yourself into the pretense of what others want will strangle your soul and split you in two. I love that. Wow. Accept yourself. Set yourself free from judgment and what you perceive others think about you. Let your soul shine outward and inspire others to connect, embrace, and shine their truth. When we are aligned with our soul, we feel loved and satisfied. We no longer need others to lean on, to fill our perceived voids, or to be different to who they are. So when we accept ourselves, we accept others. Instead, we want to be with others for the pure joy of it, which, that's the start of unconditional love. Create new ways toward anything that is of interest to you. Can you feel relief wash over you? You are beautiful. I absolutely love that. I'm so glad I read those messages out. Now, I just can't get away from these Soul's Journey cards. It's just so simple and straightforward. I love that. So let's just get a few more messages. Service. Oh, doesn't get better than that. Can't make this stuff up. Service. Surrender. Oh, yeah. Do you love that? Service and surrender. Do we need to know anything more? Self-esteem. Yes. Confidence in your gifts, that we were saying before, and imagination. Letting that creativity just go free. Yes, yes, and yes. Don't be in denial about this. No more denial about the journey. Okay? Yes, there's change coming. Orange is creativity as well. You need it. Death. Death of old situations. Okay? Surely. One more. Loneliness. Yes, you may have suffered loneliness. No more. No more. And discipline. Okay? They want you to have discipline in this approach because there's a lot of work required and you can't just sit wallowing. You need to move forward and you need to do because you have a mission. I feel good when I can help others. Service, that's what we're here for. We came to Earth to help Gaia ascend and humans ascend, right? If you don't resonate with starseeds, as a twin flame, you have a mission to help, guide humans to their own ascension. Okay, you don't have to resonate with being a starseed. Surrender, I can release my need to control. Yes, that flowing river. That's what we've got to do it. We've got to do it. Now, build your self-esteem. Now, as we've said before, taking steps towards living in integrity and soul truth builds your self-esteem. If you're lying to yourself, lying to everyone around you, engaging in sort of low vibration activity, you're not going to build your self-esteem. So be careful with what you're doing. End those sorts of situations or toxic behaviors. And embrace this change. Don't deny what you need to do. You may feel lonely on this path right now because people around you don't resonate with where you're going. Your vibration's rising. Okay, so try to detach from that and go in and connect to your team and your higher self. You can never be lonely when you're connected to your higher self. Okay, and set this imagination free. Visualize, as we said before, visualize and embrace this change and death next to each other. Look at the colors of creativity here. Death, ending, depressing, low vibrational situations, cutting people who are toxic out of your life, leads to the change and transformative creativity that's going to fulfill you in the long run and also help you to reach your service goals. So you can't lose, and Source, will thank you. I hope that has helped. Much love to you all. Bye.